Right. So I'm Bruce Sterling, a technology writer, design critic, et cetera, et cetera. Right, so I write books, which is why Nicolas is stuck running my hardware here. I wrote this book, Shaping Things, which is about ubiquitous computation and industrial design. It's about the Internet of Things, and it's about the way things behave in an Internet of Things. So recently, I went to another design school, the Cranbrook School of Design, where we put together a little cartoon based on my book. So today, here in Seoul, is the world premiere of this little cartoon. I'm going to run it. It takes 2 minutes. It's all in English. It's very user-centric. It's about a couple buying a chair in the world of the future. So we'll just run the 2 minutes, then I'll explain it in a series of still shots. Ready? Do we have sound? No sound. Not off the laptop. I'll explain it as we go. Okay, here we have, this is actually sponsored by Google. Woohoo.
We're literally watching him invent our chair.
They pay guys to do that?
He's a genius. I feel so privileged to see this. See, he put his new chair right on the web.
Ooh, that information architect, he's got some kind of babe.
Ted, shut up.
Oh, well, he can manufacture with the web now? Gosh, awesome. You know what? I need one of those web routers for the garage.
I want that chair, Ted. It's cheap, it's clean, it's sustainable. We need it.
Find the buy tag, babe.
Also, it's fully trackable and we can search it with our house system.
I said you could have it.
Yes. Ted, the box is here. Oh, this find me new chair.
Oh, quick, privatize it. Set your tag scanner on maximum stun.
Now it's all ours. You clean it up while I figure out where to put it. I think it'll be perfect for the roof garden.
Oh, good call, Will. It looks great up here. I think I'm going to watch the big storm roll in. Hey, bring me a six-pack.
Oh, my beautiful Voxel 3000 took a direct hit. No, we weren't hurt. Do what? Sure, okay. I can show you that with my celly. See, that eco goo board just sort of boiled when the lightning hit it, but the outfit tag is still just fine. Okay, sure, I will. What? A brand new chair? Just for me? That's really nice of you. What great service. You guys rock. Ted, they gave us a new chair for free.
No, honey, they gave you a free chair because you gave them all our metadata. Our user records, a full video account of the lightning damage. Oh, that data's worth more than the chair.
What's the difference? We don't even have to dump the chair. They're taking it right back to the factory themselves. This is the greatest chair company ever.
You know, someday everything in the world's gonna be like this, babe.
I can't wait. Out with the new, in with the old.
You may notice that the art there was done by one of Scott Klinker's Korean students. So what was happening there? Let's just run through this step by step. We can remove the sound now. Okay, in this future world where the web dominates industrial manufacturing, of course we're shopping online. Next. So we're picking out this chair here, which happens to be designed by Scott Klinker. He is an industrial designer and the guy who put this together. This is a 3D laminated chair. Next. So here's Scott, or his stand-in. And as you buy the chair, you have a video link to the designer making it. It's an act of transparent production so that the consumer can see every step of the process. Next. So here he is conveying the plans to his information architect, who's going to put all the data about the chair onto the web for him. Next. There they are, shaking hands. He's done his job. He's handing it off to her. Next. So now she's put a whole group of locator tags and ubiquity material there, barcoding, of course, radio frequency ID, global positioning system, a visual shot code, wiki, branding, because we did this for Google because Scott and I were in Mountain View talking to Google. Scott wants Google to sponsor a class at his art school for this. Next, please. So here he is using Scoogle, the 3D Google branded industrial design thing. Next. So we now have some 3D fabricators, which are cutting the chair literally out of board at Fabugle, the fabricator owned by Google. Next. They're bringing in some board here, laying it down. They're going to cut it out right in front of the consumer. Next. Goo board, of course, owned by Google, 100% recycled. Next. Yes, so there's the chair being laid out. The plans are being taken directly from the web and turned into a physical object in a single step. It's web manufacturing. Next. So there's the chair nicely glued together and assembled, the Vauxhall 3000. It's being tagged and prepared for shipping. Next. And of course, as it shipped using Google Maps on the web, so you can watch it move in real time. A SPIME, as it's called, trackable through space and time. Next. Here's the consumer receiving her chair. She's delighted to see it. Next. So she takes out her own handheld device and she privatizes the chair. She takes the tag that is embedded in the chair and invisible. Next. And makes it part of her own household management system. So she has a domestic intranet of things, which is part of a larger internet of things. There's all her things. Next. So yes, being modern design enthusiasts, naturally they have to live in this remarkably ugly home. But her husband, Ted, decides to take the chair and put it onto the lawn garden. Next. Of course, it's struck by lightning. It's the world of climate change. Accidents happen to objects. Next. So it's been destroyed, but there's still a relationship between the manufacturer and the user because of the Internet of Things. So Wilma uses her cell phone and takes careful records of the damage to the object. Next. She then gives the object back to the manufacturer together with the records of the damage. So since it's not very likely that a chair is hit by lightning, the behavior of a chair hit by lightning is of commercial value to the manufacturer. So this is the consumer's value add to the process. She's explaining to the manufacturer what happened to her damaged chair. Now, in a SPIME world, information about objects is of more value than the object. This is obviously a very cheap chair. It's made out of recycled material. It's basically a 3D printed chair. But the records of the interaction between the consumer, the manufacturer, the shipper, and the records of household use, that's what really matters in a ubiquitous world. It's the net that's important. The physical objects are almost negligible. Next. She gets a new chair. Rather than the Vauxhall 3000, this is the Vauxhall 4000. She gets the upgraded version of the chair. It's simply handed out to the way you would upgrade software, and it's even greener and more sustainable than the earlier chair. Next. And the old chair is simply thrown back right into the mill. It's a cradle-to-cradle, fully recyclable system. The wreckage of the chair is turned into dust. The dust is transformed into new goo board. The only thing that's left of the chair is the record of interaction among the stakeholders. And that's what really matters. The digital data, the metadata that is left. The chair itself, the consumer object, can vanish. The digital support system is richer and thicker than it was before. Next. So that's it. So what is it we're trying to accomplish by distributing this? Well, if you're a science fiction writer like I am, it's very easy to make the future seem marvelous and wonderful. As a design critic, I'm not interested in marvelous and wonderful. As a design critic, I'm interested in dull, obvious, everywhere. Now, when a technology actually wins, it's not wonderful. Like the internet is not wonderful. Cell phones are not wonderful. When a technology wins, it's invisible, and the old ways are forgotten. And choosing to depict this like this, Scott and I are trying to do the most normal, obvious, everyday kind of argument for this vision that we can. It's a visionary idea, but I'm trying to make it seem very simple and immediate and seductive in a way that causes people to simply forget previous methods of manufacturing. And we do need to forget previous methods of manufacturing because they're not sustainable. This is a method of manufacturing which conceivably is sustainable, and I think it could move slowly into daily life through a wide variety of ways and simply become business as usual. Just business as usual. We wouldn't notice, there wouldn't be a vast social revolution, it would just be the way things were. It would just work better than we have today. So, thanks for your attention.